So hey guys, what we're going to do is we're going to check out this building behind us. You can see that it's got an upstairs and it's got a downstairs. We're going to look in all 4 units and we're going to see what they look like. We're going to look for the floors, if there's any water damage, if the building needs any repairs. We've got the quote from the real estate agent today, and now we're going to see what it looks like inside. I don't know if it was 1.25 or it was 1.125, and okay. And then I heard, you were kind of describing that at this point it might be under 1.1 because of the overhang thing and all the.
He's willing to credit for this $30,000
railings.
So here's my concerns about due diligence just from that conversation.
Yeah.
Been on the market 152 days. He started at 1.195, so he's reduced it $70,000.
Take a little.
And trying to rationalize California real estate with not the whole country, but anywhere not on the coasts, you'll never buy anything.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. And can I go in the room? Yeah.
Coming down the street, how did you feel about that?
I've been to Concord before. I have a friend who owns in the neighborhood just a single family unit, and I was looking at the cars and I was looking at the people, and I was thinking in my head, what is a reasonable price that this neighborhood could afford? And for a really nice place like this, 2-bedroom, a family could live here, I feel like 1,600 is a good deal. I don't know what the future holds, but I feel like 1,800 to 2,000 wouldn't be too unreasonable in the short-term future.
1850 or 1650, 1875. That's the new one he just put in. Mm-hmm. And then those are the people that have been here the longest. I don't know which one this is.
Mm-hmm. She said she's been here 3 years. So.
Yeah, that might be her. Right?
Okay.
So, generally speaking, there's going to be a correction at some point, right? Mm-hmm. We talked about in our windshield, there's a recession somewhere. Mm-hmm. Prices will drop. I don't think rents are going to drop.
Right.
Prices will come down, but I think, the multiplier is going to get improved because I don't think rents are coming down. Mm-hmm. I mean, if we have a disaster, maybe.
The way I analyze property is really straightforward. I actually look at the cost of deployment of capital in a property the same way I would look at deployment of capital against any other security. You can see is that we ran 3 scenarios. First, we ran the cost of the 4-unit apartment building up front and the future value based on the 3% growth rate per year. Second, we said, well, forget about investing in real estate. What if we just took that down payment of $280,000 and we put it in the stock market for 30 years? We'd get $5.1 million. And the third scenario was meeting in the middle, saying, well, you know what? I don't want to invest in the stock market. I do want to figure out how can we make this investment make sense. We first start with what is the value of our 4-unit apartment building, and we can see that if we were to invest $1.1 million and then wait 30 years, incubate this, bing, it's done at 3% interest rate, you have $2.7 million property. You say, why 3%? That's the rate of inflation. Yes, real estate goes up at the rate of inflation, not the rate at which you flip a home or you find a distressed property. The reality is that real estate over a long time horizon just goes up 2 to 3% a year. So we can see that this 4-unit apartment complex is worth $2.79 million. Now the question is, Is this a good use of deploying $280,000 of our capital to pay for the down payment for this mortgage? Or is there a better use of this deployment of capital? Now, if I were to take that same $280,000 of a down payment and put that in the stock market, in the S&P 500, and not touch it for 30 years with a 10.2% interest rate, that's the interest rate of the S&P 500 over the last 40 years with dividends reinvested, then the future value would be $5.1 million. So as we can see, we have about $1.5 million upside just by putting your $280,000 into the stock market and forgetting about property altogether. You never have to deal with tenants. You never have to deal with maintenance of the building, loans, anything, and you make a lot more. Now, it gets interesting when we say, all right, forget about the $280,000 down payment that the lender said we need. What would make this work? What is the down payment or the deployment of capital required to make this a functional investment for the 4-unit building? So now we work backwards from the $2.79 million future value of our investment property. We can go ahead and apply that here to an alternate investment. The point is, we need to find a lender that is going to allow us to take out a loan for $1.15 million for $60,000. That's how it makes sense. So if we can put $60,000 down or less on a 30-year jumbo loan, then it makes a lot of mathematical sense for us to buy this 4-unit building. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what you heard, hit the subscribe button. If you really like what you heard, hit the notification button as well.
This sweet spot of rentals, which is kind of like this. If you're paying $6,000 to $4,000 a month in this city and you lose everything, you move to Concord and you can pay $1,600 a month with your family.
Safety here, no doubt.
And if you're paying $1,600 a month and you can't afford it, you can have someone move in. So I do feel like this is kind of a sweet spot.
Looks like it's in pretty good shape, really.
Yeah, if they're all similar, or at least quasi-similar, everything looks really nice.
And you could live here comfortably.
Oh, absolutely. I have no pride. Not a prideful man. Thank you so much for letting me see your home. I appreciate it.
This is the other unit we can see. We can see two of the. We can see all of them. Oh, we can see all of them. Okay, great.
Are you guys coming upstairs?
Glenn was talking about when he said the canopies. These all need to be replaced.
Oh, these canopies are here?
Excuse me, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
You're looking for the keys.
And for the stairway, he mentioned specifically there's a house, like 4 houses down the road. They just redid it completely. So if you want to get some ideas how they did it.
some advice and some ideas, and maybe they have somebody. Yeah, I looked at the one over there. It's metal, and I kind of see the opening there, right?
Right.
Then I see that one. I'm just gonna get a couple shots of this railway. Is there anything left on the tour here? Yeah, it looks like there's a carport here.
You mentioned the laundry.
Yeah, he couldn't seem to get the laundry open, but I believe there's a laundry machine in there. I'm curious what this space looks like. It's good for something.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. What used for?
Yeah, I'm curious why they don't use this for storage or something.
That's all right. I know you're trying. Is there anything else you should know about this place? Did you know about it? So, I would say he said he's about to counter an offer. That's what he told me this morning when I first talked to him. I don't know if I believe that, but it happens. I mean, we see places on the market all the time, and then all of a sudden, they get more than one offer.
Right.
And I never know whether I'm getting gamed by an agent or not. I think there's a market zeitgeist where that happens more than you think.
Yeah. When it rains, it pours.
Yeah. I don't want to discount that, but I would advise you to call the city of Concord.
Okay.
Building department. See if there's any permits on this thing that work have been done. Anything else, ask them, is there anything else I should know, anywhere else I should call?
Yeah.
Right, and get directly to them.
Just talk to.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
City of Concord. Yeah, I got in touch with my friend. He owns a lot of real estate in San Diego, and he was running through his calculator today for me, and he's doing a little bit of research for me. The reality that I'm seeing here is there's no good deals in the Bay Area. So it's a matter of, do you want to own in the Bay Area or not, right? I don't know. I have not yet seen a good deal. No one's buying here and getting 4X now. 1990 maybe, or 1980, or 1970.
And in 2050 it'll probably be 4X, but it's not going to be in 7 years, right? And your family bought in an extraordinarily good time,
right?
There was probably 1930 was probably the next best time to buy. I'm not kidding you.
No, I'm right there with you. So
and any pest company is going to give you a report that looks similar. So they give you this rudimentary map of the property. They have all these findings on it, and then they have Section 1 findings, Section 2 findings, further inspection findings. So Section 1 is dry rot or termites or evidence of termites.
Yeah.
And so damaged wood or termites. Section 2 are things that could lead up to Section 1. For example, if there was dirt pushed up past the mud sill or touching the stucco. So
yeah, I was really
termites-
actually pretty impressed with the overall.
Yeah, it looks like it's in pretty good shape.
Look of it.
or like another section 2 would be like if there was an linoleum peeled up by the bathtub, so water could run down and start rotting the subfloor. That would be section 2. And then further inspection is if they have to like rip out a wall or something to actually see if they see damage in the walls here, and they got to take this out to see further. That would be further inspection. So they're really regulated. When they give quotes, typically you can find a handyman or a contractor to do it for like 70% of what they're quoting. So this $7,600 for this, not a big number, pretty small number for a fourplex. So that's good. The home inspections, they're not regulated by the state, and everybody has their own kind of format. I mean, they stick to, they're pretty similar. They buy programs and they fill them out. And, so I think we should look at that. So talk to the building department.
Okay.
We'll both look at that home inspection. And I'll call this guy and see if he really does have any, to see what he tells me, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
he's
I
the
guess I
owner,
need
right?
to know the number on the website. It was like
So you're going to be waiting for